What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Now I'm sitting in the old 80 series Landcruiser today, and there's a few leaks I've got to take care of. One of them being swivel hubs and the other one being the distributor O-ring seal leaking. Now I'm not going to do the swivel hubs today. That's going to be next episode, as I'm still waiting for the parts and the rebuild kits and bloody whatever. Anyway, now I'm not a mechanic or anything, but this video is just going out there in case anyone else is doing the same thing that I'm doing and needs a little bit of guidance, as there isn't much information on the distributor O-ring seal online or on YouTube or anything. So I thought I'd just make this quick video while I do it, as well, let's hope it all goes smoothly. Now, without me continuing to yap, let's get straight into it. Now, one of the most common oil leaks from an 80 series comes from the distributor. Now, if we rub our finger underneath the distributor, you'll see there is oil coming out. Okay, so on the shaft of the Dizzy, there's a little O-ring. Now that's what we're going to be getting off and replacing today. They're about 10 bucks from Toyota. They can order it if you need one, which is what I did. So yeah, we've got to get that off. Now our first step's going to be disconnecting the battery. So we just got to take the positive and the negative terminal off, get the battery out, then we've got to undo the battery box. Okay, with the battery box out and the battery, it gives us a lot more working space. So now we're going to start tackling the distributor. Okay, so next step that I've seen a few times online, so I'm going to do it just to perfectly align the timing for when you're putting the distributor back in. What you want to do is you want to get a 30mm socket, and on that crankshaft pulley, you want to turn it until I'll insert an image, but there's a little cutout on that crankshaft pulley. Now you want to align that with the 0 that's on the engine block. Okay, with our crankshaft pulley set to 0, we can now take the distributor cap off. That plug has to be undone, but we can keep the rest of the, cords, leads on it. I've also just put 2 little markings. Even though they all screw into the same holes, I just want to make sure I know where it goes and don't put it upside down or do something stupid with it. So like I said, let's get that off. All we've got holding the distributor cover on is 3 8mm bolts. Undo them and it'll come straight off. You also want to get that plug off. You can now take the distributor out and just move it to the side. This is called our distributor rotor, distributor arm, whatever you want to call it. Now this has to be pointed at 10 o'clock. So as you can see, it's completely opposite of 10 o'clock. To fix this and get this between 10 and 11 o'clock on that circle, what we've got to do is we've got to go back down to the crankshaft pulley and we've got to spin it 360 degrees, getting that little slot back to 0. But I've encountered an issue where I can't get my distributor rotor to go up to 10 o'clock. I can get it down to, what's opposite of 10? Get to 5 o'clock. But yeah, it's just, I'm trying to spin the crankshaft pulley. It's just, it doesn't want to go. It's like it's getting caught or whatever. So I don't want to force it. I'm just going to play it safe. So what I'm going to do, what the alternative is, I'm going to get that crankshaft pulley back to 0, pull this out on 6 o'clock, and then I'll just put it back in on 6 o'clock, which is exactly opposite to the left-hand side of that plug, that electrical plug. So that makes it pretty easy to work out. So let's get it back up to 0 on the crankshaft pulley, and then we'll get this distributor out. Okay, the crankshaft pulley's back to 0, and that's back to 5 o'clock. So I'm going to take it out. Yeah, that's it really. Hopefully it all goes back in okay. So using my Sharpie, even though it's completely unnecessary, I'm just going to mark behind the distributor where it was mounted on, just so I know when I put it back. Okay, so using our 12mm socket, we're going to remove that distributor bolt on the right hand side of it when you're looking straight at it. Please note, when it comes out, that arm is going to spin. Bloody hell, she's tight. Okay. Okay, so that bolt's out, it's time to take it out. Also, like I said, it is going to move when you take it out. Okay, there you go. Okay, just to be 100% safe, I'm going to use a clean rag, clean out that, and then for now I'm just going to plug it with the rag, that way nothing can go inside of the engine. Here's our distributor out, there's our distributor shaft, and there's the little O-ring in there. Okay, so as you just saw, I was using a little prying technique, which resulted in the seal snapping, which is kind of what I was after. Okay, so I'm going to get the new seal. I'm going to rub a bit of fresh engine oil on it. That way it just helps to slide it on, put it into place, and then we'll get this back in. Okay, seals in place, as you can see. On the distributor, if you had this set at 10 o'clock when pulled out, I'll insert a photo, but there's a little groove on there that you can align with a little groove on that little spinny thing on the shaft. Now, that's going to make it a lot easier, but for me, I cannot use that because I pulled it out on about 5 o'clock. So I've got to put it back in that way. Okay, I think that's where it was. Now, it's every single step we just did, but in the reverse order. So put the cap back on, plug it all in, and it should be good to go. Fingers crossed, my method works. Everything's back in place. Then obviously to start it, check the timing. Perfect. So that sums up today's project on the 80. Hopefully the oil leak's gone now. It should be with that new seal. But everything's back in, everything's running normal. So I count it a win. Like I said, by no means I'm a mechanic at all. Don't use me as a mechanic, and I wouldn't rely on what I tell you to do, but it worked for me. So like I said, this video is just there. It's going out there for anyone who needs a little bit of guidance like I did, that couldn't find much information on it and kind of just winged it. But anyway, that's it for today's episode, guys. There will be another episode on the 75 series soon. I haven't even started making it yet, but it'll come out sooner or later. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you enjoyed, please like. I'll see you on the next one. Catch ya.